never gets old.
Dude,
I love
you
it.
like to suck big dicks?
You are such a dick.
You're a dick.
This was her idea.
Dick.
Too many dicks.
This was his idea.
Too many dicks.
I love it.
Too many. You guys are dorking up my vibe with all the dicks. We need to spread the dicks out a little bit. There's too many dicks.
Oh, we're gonna spread them out.
Look like a dick
Okay.
to me.
You like to suck big dicks?
I love this part too.
Oh. I like to suck big dicks.
Mm.
Well, I fulfilled a lot of people's predictions about me. I've become a real scum.
Says Pastor Spencer Smith.
He's
Hey,
not a
everybody.
pastor.
Welcome back to Nothing Out Live. I'm Jay.
I am your Miss Parker.
As always, of course, this is Dick of the Week.
And Jay is still not over Spencer Smith being a dick because he thought
Well,
he
you-
thought Spencer Smith was the answer to Greg Locke.
I thought he was.
He thought, oh my God, here is an actual Christian who's going to take down Pastor Locke. But no, he's just jealous of Pastor Locke
He's
because
younger.
No, Pastor Locke is like 10 years older than
No,
Spencer
yeah.
Smith, but he looks a lot younger and is a lot better looking and a lot more charismatic, probably has a lot more money, a lot more women, a lot more followers.
Well, I imagine this talking thumbnail is going to be looking a little different in about 10 years.
Yeah, he's not going to be looking as good as
He eats too much Disney food.
Pastor Locke. Yeah, he probably goes to Disneyland and cries in his corn dog. So, okay, so he's back again in the news. We've nominated him for Dick of the Week before.
Apparently, sometimes I don't watch. Apparently, every time. Apparently, not after.
Apparently, she watches, and we got this guy.
I'm looking at my list now. He's never won Dick of the Week. We need to crown. We can crown tomorrow.
Or
Last
today,
week's
yeah.
Dicks. So he's back on our radar because
I'm filled with the love of Christ and Bang energy drink.
because of that, and because Saturday morning I woke up to this.
Apex claims that Disney supports the alphabet all through its inclusive content. In a letter
That's
obtained by
LGBTQ.
Variety, the group says despite Chapek's words, Disney executives have demanded cuts of nearly every moment of overtly alphabet affection. And I think that's good.
Alphabet is code for LGBTQ.
Because apparently they can't spell.
They can't say LGBTQ.
I'd love it if they
It's
tried.
too much.
It's
It's too much of a
Libertical.
mouthful for their
Why don't I just say like? Why don't we just call it? We'll just like the community.
the community who runs everything.
The community. Yeah, apparently,
Okay.
according to these guys.
Okay, so he's making a statement. He's kind of running a little victory lap here. Listen to this.
I think that's good. I mean, just read this statement right here. Just don't let this statement pass by. Disney executives have demanded cuts of nearly every overtly that kind of moment in Pixar films. Am I living in the Twilight Zone?
No,
No,
you're living in
Did y'all
Tennessee.
have revival over there at Disney or something? What are
you're
you
living
doing?
up your own ass.
Oh my
too.
goodness! And there's a bill in Florida right now that basically they're I don't know what in the world they name it that for, but basically
He doesn't even
from
want to
what I
say
understand
gay.
reading this is that
He's
it gives
scared to say gay.
I'm having trouble. Like again,
He's speaking in code.
if you guys don't know, because we're back, if you're new to this, watching this, look, Pastor Smith, we thought he was the reasonable one.
Yeah, of these YouTube
This
preachers.
collection of punching bags that we found. And Spencer Smith does look like he's like one of those, like, just knock him down, gets back up. But he's not a Bible burning bonanza guy like Pastor Locke. And so we
And he
looked
doesn't
up,
do the witch dance.
we looked up on Pastor Locke, and I know this stuff can be changed, but what did it say his net, what do you think Pastor Locke's net value?
Wasn't
What do you
it-
think Pastor Locke's net worth is? We looked it up. According to Google, this can't be true.
Yeah, it's like 129 million, something like that, or was it 29?
It can't be true. $129 million.
If he had that much money and he's hoarding it, then he really is the devil.
I mean, that's so much money. Maybe it was 1.29 million, which makes sense. A little more.
That's still.
Churches like to buy things. That's one of the things they do. They buy property. Churches are good at buying property because if the church buys a property, it's tax
He
free.
preaches out of a tent.
But I mean, he can still gather assets and put them in the church's name.
With that much money, that book
129 million.
that book burning should have been an epic, like a burning the city down kind of thing. If he had that much money, he
There's
cannot
no
be
way he's
worth
worth
that much.
1.29 million. seems
I'll
more
bet he filled out that
reason.
thing about
Yeah,
himself.
it could be. You know how it always is. These guys.
And then when the tax man comes, he just says,
Nah,
"Nah,
man,
nah,
it's
man,
for
I
the
just did that for
church.
God."
I live the way God
You say
intended.
the witches hacked my account. Goddamn witches. Oops, did I say that out loud?
How many goose steps did you get today?
Okay, so I don't think I've gotten any yet.
Okay.
Unless
We're here.
it snuck in. Okay. Well, let me just
Oh, back
segue
to
into
this?
Segue. No, we don't even need to talk about him anymore. So Spencer Smith's doing a victory lap because he thinks that Disney.
Oh, this is so great. I would have
He-
not caught this, but you're Miss Parker.
He thinks that Disney is turning a corner. He thinks that Disney has been totally subversive, LGBTQ friendly for all these years. And I don't know what the fuck he's talking about. I see a Pixar film and it's just a Pixar film. There's nothing even remotely sexual in there. There are a few little shout outs to the adults in the audience, but PG at worst kind of stuff.
But also, like, calling him the alphabet is lazy at best. But also being like, it's a fucking cartoon, bro.
Yeah. Why are you seeing
Why are you reading so much
sexual
into
stuff
that
into
shit, bro?
cartoons? I wonder
The
about
kids aren't
you.
seeing that.
The kids are I'm an adult. I'm not even seeing it.
Do you think it's possible to age out of being a good parent? Is it
Yeah,
possible? Do you get so just like, if you're like me, if I was, so I'm 48, if I had a kid, I would be terrible. I'd be impatient. I'd be frustrated.
Yeah, I'm in the I'm
Like,
in that menopausal thing. I'm totally selfish.
when I was in my 20s, I was down to raise kids. It was awesome. And that's why they are
I was
awesome.
in my 30s and 40s raising a little kid.
And
But
that's the new thing, is like 38 seems to be like
37, that's what I was.
Yeah. And my
But
sister was 37.
I'm so selfish now. I would just be like, yeah, you colicky. These boobs are this refrigerator.
How do you not know how a car works? No, I mean, like, that's, but yeah, it would be so frustrating. Like, I was dating this girl that was like, she was 31 and I was 42, and she wanted to have more children. I was like, if you think that I'm going to be 60 with an 18-year-old, you're out of your fucking mind. There's no fucking way I could do that.
I thought I was pregnant at 45 at one point, and I did the math, and my head almost exploded.
Dealing with 16-year-olds right now is just like, I'm like, with the profit.
16 wasn't that bad. 13.
But there
oh
are just times where
God.
it's just like, right.
Seriously, I was
I was hanging out in the jacuzzi, and Mike is like, "Hey man, can I?" And I just go, and I just start floating in the water like I'm dead. I'm like, I'm not paying attention.
I'm asleep. You put me to sleep,
Yeah,
boy.
yeah, he's good. He's
He's,
good kid.
yeah, he's a-
But it's like, damn, when I was 16, I was lethal. I was lethal inside 10 feet. I could drive anything. I could drive any car. I learned how to drive cars, just watch.
I was cutting and threading pipe at 16,
There you
and that's
go.
not a metaphor. Okay, so let's
Yeah.
get back
Well,
to this.
she had to make the next generation of butter churns.
Here we go.
And that was-
Okay.
Parents, and educators, it doesn't let them try to convert kids and all that kind of stuff. And it's interesting to me that they go after the
man,
children.
she made it. That was a whole 8 seconds, you guys.
Okay, so I've had enough of this guy. I think you get the gist. He's done a victory lap. He thinks that Disney is against the LGBT.
Like, what do you think it's like to be so disconnected from reality?
Well, okay, speaking of disconnected from reality, Pastor Smith, have you ever watched Cucker Tarlson? Because according to Cucker Tarlson, the LGBTQ people, they run everything.
Yeah, that's right. He did say that.
Yeah. Well,
since
or
Tucker
somebody
said,
said it on his
"Sure."
show and he nodded. So that's tacit agreement. They run everything. How could you possibly think that Disney could get away with this? The LGBTQ alphabet people, as you call them, they run everything. So, case in point, about 5 seconds after that video was published, this article came out, and this is from Axios.
Watch out for Miss Parker and fucking research, people.
It wasn't even research. They both came, I mean, they came on my radar like one right after
Instantly,
the
yeah.
other. And Spencer Smith made reference to employees at
Missionary.
Pixar were saying that Pixar kills every bit of affection between the alphabet people. So these employees were complaining that the executives were censoring LGBTQ content, and they were upset about this. And what do you think the Disney CEO did? Do you think he said, damn right we do that? We're Bible thumpers up in here. No.
He said like this.
Disney CEO Bob Chapek on Friday.
Disney is rich, son, in case you didn't notice.
Yeah, Disney will go where the money is, and the money is with
Dude,
the majority of the population, which supports LGBT.
They're going to sell
rights.
the alphabet, whatever the alphabet is willing to buy.
Because the alphabet is getting bigger and bigger and bigger.
The only color is green, yo.
Disney CEO Bob Chapek on Friday said the company would pause all political donations in the state of Florida following a week of blowback surrounding the company's initial decision to not speak out about Florida's so-called Don't Say Gay bill, which is close to becoming law.
I would want equal rights. I'm not gay, but if I were, I would marry.
Go ahead.
Okay, so Axios says why it matters. The handling of this issue frustrated employees at Disney. Staff at Disney-owned Pixar sent a letter to leadership Wednesday expressing their disappointment, saying, "We hoped that our company would show up for this, but it didn't." In a letter to staff Friday, Chapek apologized and said feedback from employees and especially our LGBTQ community, and he didn't say alphabet people, he addressed them directly,
Wow, that's very
helped him better understand how painful our silence was. You needed me to be a stronger ally in the fight for equal rights, and I let you down. I'm sorry, he wrote. It is clear that this is not just an issue about a bill in Florida, but instead yet another challenge to basic human rights.
Are we there yet? Are we there yet?
Where?
Are we? Come on, man. Like okay, we forgot about COVID because now there's a war. Also, by the way, did you know we're bombing Yemen while, like, the United States is bombing Yemen while fucking they're bombing Ukraine?
How did I not know this? I don't know.
Look up Yemen bombing. Airstrikes.
Okay, so beginning immediately.
Everybody's doing all this evil shit while nobody is paying attention. You got fucking Mitch McConnell up in this piece. You got Mitch McConnell, no free lunch.
Yeah, literally taking food out of the kids' mouths. Let them eat kale.
Yeah, while everybody's like, oh, well, Ukraine and masks and shit, let's do a convoy. It's like, man, how about a convoy for fucking kids' lunches while you're busy driving those trucks and wasting all that fuel all the way across the country or wherever the fuck planet you're coming from to go to DC? Why don't you drop some fuck kid lunches off while you're at it?
Yeah, you got all that damn space.
And your truck, man, drop off free lunches along the way, man. Maybe it will bring people towards your cause. The problem is your cause is fucking pointless. Nobody is caring about the mask mandates anymore, dude. It's over.
COVID's over.
It's over. It's off to the side for now.
Your outrage also over.
Right. We're fucking sick of it.
We've canceled it.
This war shit.
The LGBTQ people canceled it.
We'd like to cancel war. Is that okay?
Well, let's talk to the LGBTQ folks because they're in control.
The alphabet, don't forget.
The alphabet people are in control.
The alphabet people. They know everything.
So they can cancel it if it's time to cancel it. Okay, so beginning immediately, Chapek said the company would pause all political donations in the state of Florida and increase its support for advocacy groups to combat similar legislation in other states. He also said Disney is hard at work creating a new framework for political giving that will ensure our advocacy better reflects our values.
You know what their values are?
Yeah.
It's their fucking values, right there.
And according to the Cook, LGBTQ people control it all including. So,
do you think you fucking
report to your alphabet boss, Spencer Smith?
Disney is people, and corporations are people. Remember?
Yep.
Dude, when that money dries up, they're gonna fucking be so alphabet friendly.
Oh,
they might even learn how to read down in Florida.
Okay, let's not get ahead of ourselves. It's too optimistic. I'm the pessimist up in here. I'm the reality chick. Let's let the alphabet people take over first. Then we'll see about more
Like,
ambitious
there's a
goals.
great video made by, I think it was made by Van Halen, called "Right Now." Is the
Yeah.
song. In the video, they point out that it says, "Right now, our government is doing things that we say only other governments do." So it's like, dude, we took, like, while everybody's looking at Ukraine and Russia right now, we're busy bombing shit.
Yeah, we're
killing
doing
people. Man,
we're doing to
that
other
shit.
countries what Russia's doing to Ukraine.
Yeah, and
So-
we're okay for it.
No, I'm not okay for
Well,
it,
I'm not
but
okay, buddy.
I would like to direct this to the distinguished members of the panel. You lousy corksuckers. You have violated my fucking rights.
For the last motherfucking time, man. Like, but yeah, I mean, you talk, like, if you say masks are bad, and then you say, I mean, I really, it's like, if anybody asks you about what do you think about the war in Ukraine, the answer is, I don't fucking know. Because you don't know shit. You're not there. I have this fucking conversation with people. The lesson always comes at the end. And I've always told people, I'm like, people have been like, man, this happened and it's your fault or whatever, right? At Sturgis, the guy's like, man, you almost got me killed. I'm like, you weren't there. And he's like, man, I know what happened. I'm like, but you weren't there.
we
You're
had
talking
we
shit.
had a
Like,
massive
this
earthquake.
is the fucking problem now. We got Cooks, we got Smiths, we got Locks, we got them all over the fuck place. And they're all talking about shit they know fuck all about. You're telling me, dude, if you're preaching from a tent in Tennessee, I'm not listening to you on what to do in a battle of foreign policy with a fucking two nations that are half a quarter of a world away. Like, get the fuck out of here, man. You have no opinion.
We had a massive earthquake back in 1989 right here in Santa Cruz. And that was not even a political issue, not even remotely, but you would not believe the misinformation that was going around.
Oh, Democrat.
Of course, back then there was no internet, so the spread of misinformation wasn't nearly as rapid fire as it is right now. But the company I worked for had customers in other states who had all sorts of ideas about what had happened in
And an
California.
atomic bomb. Somebody set off an atomic bomb.
Oh yeah, the
Somebody
conspiracy theories.
like the ocean. LA's gonna fall in the ocean.
Right.
That kind of shit. Hey, by the way, plate tectonics. They're moving like this.
Yeah, they're not moving like
they're
this.
not moving like this, or like, they're
Yeah.
moving like this. So
Yeah,
just
so
saying.
we
we're on
can't
this side.
we can't have 9.0s here in California. We don't have the faults for it.
Yeah.
Anyway, so that's our dick of the week. We're going to crown tomorrow for last week. I know we're running a little late on this, but it's really a lot of dicks last week.
A whole gang of them.
Anyway, we're going to be back shortly, and we're going to be talking about a Florida man. And was the other thing?
Yeah, I've still got a boner for Danny Bentley, but
Okay, we'll talk about Danny Bentley.
In here knows
He's a
that
dick
you
of the
don't
week
cut down
nominee
a cherry
from last
tree and
week.
feed it to your cattle. How come? It's full of
Yeah, Colonel Sanders is.
any good farmer knows you don't cut down a cherry tree and feed it to your cattle.
Just ask Putin about that. He knows all
Pretty sure
about
regular
poison.
farmers know that. All right, we'll be back in a minute with segment 3. We don't know. No more COVID corner.
Yeah, it's over. So is your mask outrage. So shut the fuck up
Yeah,
with that. Thank
exactly.
you very much.
All I want to hear from you is this. All I want to hear from you.
Go back to Jamaica with your white supremacy nonsense.
Yeah, that's it. That's all. If I want any shit out of you from Tennessee, I'll squeeze your head. Also, Florida, definitely. Hey, this segment brought to you by dailyapparelstore.com. Grayson Babcock makes our swag. If you want some stickers, t-shirt even, hit us up at nothingyetgroup@gmail.com, even if you have any ideas.
Yeah.
And get back to us. But
You can also leave a message in the comments, and we'll send you some swag. Private
why
message
not?
you and get your address and send you some stickers.
Yeah, absolutely. Even if you're a senator.
Even if you're a Republican.
Yeah. We have one. We have one.
We don't kink
two-
shame here.
1 or 2 box of dicks too.
Oh yeah, we have luxury dicks.
We have luxury box.
We also have skank dicks. But yes, these are our luxury bod luxury gifts
We
dicks.
send those to people every once in a while.
Yeah, we used to just send them to people we love, but we'll send them to people we hate. Give us the address of someone you hate. We'll send them a box of dicks.
All right. DailyApparelStore.com. Check them out. Grayson Babcock. We'll be back in a moment. I am the Jay Tyler.
I am your Miss Parker.
And this
is Nothing Yet Live.